Hey there, I'm Sandy Reese, Chief Encouragement Officer here at Get Fully Funded, where we help small nonprofits learn how to raise the money they need to fully fund their mission. I'm here to help you learn how to master the art and science of fundraising. And I've got a great tip for you in just a moment. But before we get to that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that the next time we post a really great tip like this one, you're among the first to know. Okay, on to this week's tip.
It's not too late to be focused on holiday fundraising. If you're planning on sending something through the mail, then yeah, it might be a little late, but thank goodness for the internet, social media, and email. You can still reach out to your audience or to whoever you have around you to invite them to get involved with your organization and make a donation. Now, if you're like most, you have a ton of stuff on your schedule or on your plate to get done through the holidays. And the tendency is when we're really busy is we start to drop things. We drop things out. This doesn't get done, that doesn't get done. And I'm not saying that's bad, but there's 2 or 3 things that I want to bring to your attention today that you cannot drop. These are must-dos during the holidays if you want to have a successful fall holiday season and if you want to go into the new year in really great shape in terms of fundraising and donor development. So, number 1, you must be asking for money. I'm just astonished sometimes at the number of people who think because they kind of sort of mention their organization that folks are going to figure it out and make a donation. Look, y'all don't make people work that hard. Donors don't want to burn that many calories trying to figure out what you want. So if you're going to tell your story, then ask for the donation. Be point blank about it and just say your donation of X will do Y. Like let people know how their contribution is going to make a difference. So be sure you're asking. You do have to do that. Don't ask too much. If all you do is ask some more, people are going to unsubscribe, they're going to unfollow, they don't want anything to do with that because that just feels bad. You've probably had a friend that the only time you heard from them was when they wanted something. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm like, thank you for caller ID because I do not want to talk to that person. Well, if all you do is ask, your nonprofit shows up that way to your donors, and you don't want to do that. So I have some things I want you to do in addition to the asking that are going to keep that experience very balanced for the donor. And that's really what you want. You want your donor to give and then to feel great about that decision to give. All right, so the first thing is I want you to go check your thank you letters and make sure everything is fresh and warm and ready to go. Thank yous should go out immediately if somebody gives online. If they send you a check, the thank you should go out within 48 hours. Do not drop this out. And this is one of those that if you're really busy, you may think, well, I'll get to that next week. No, and this is important. You have to thank donors and acknowledge their donation, acknowledge that they are an important partner in the work that your organization is doing. So the 2 things here, number 1 is go freshen up your letter. If your letter says, on behalf of the board and staff, that's terrible. Go freshen it up. Make it feel like a conversation. Maybe make it feel like something that you would say if you were face to face with that donor. So freshen it up, get it out quick. If you have not tested your Donate Now button on your website lately, go do that. You might be surprised what you find. You may have things that are broken, things that are not showing up right. You may have somebody's name on the letter that left 6 months ago. There could be all kinds of really interesting things. That's what I normally find when I go test Donate Now buttons. So do that. Make sure it's working so that when people come to give, you're ready for them. Okay, so that's about the immediate donation. Now I want you to think about people who have been supporting your organization throughout the year. If you're not doing a great job of communicating with them, now is a really good time to pick up the phone and call them. In fact, donor thank you calls are one of the most important things that you could do right now. We literally had a client doing this the other day, and they said, wow, that was really fun. And some of their board members were making thank you calls, and the board members were like, wow, this was great. We have some really nice donors. Of course, we're laughing. We know that. It almost always goes the same way. People can be a little hesitant at first, and then when you tell them you're just calling to say thank you, they'll go like, oh, okay, great. Okay. So make some thank you calls. If you don't have a lot of time, pull out the top 10 donors to your organization and call them. If you don't have phone numbers for all those people, then call the first 10 people or the top 10 people that you do have phone numbers for. Now, phone calls are a little weird these days. I don't know about you, but if my phone rings and I don't recognize the number, I don't answer it. But what you could do is leave a message and say, "This is Sandy and I'm calling from blah, blah, blah organization. Just wanted to say thank you." You can do that. And then if they listen to the message, they get it. If they don't listen to the message, you made the effort. It's okay. Now, on top of the thank you call, a really powerful thing that you can do is thank you video. And thank you video actually comes in two flavors, if you will. One is a video that is specific to the donor, and I really, really recommend you do this for your top donors. So people who have been instrumental for your organization this year, you need to shoot a video, and you can do this with your smartphone. So here's what this looks like. You turn it on and you say, "Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, this is Sandy from the food bank, and I'm just calling to say thank you. You've been so generous with us this year. We really appreciate it. Thank you." You can tell a story if you want to, but this could be really short. Like, these videos need to be no more than 1 minute, literally. Now, what that means is you may have to shoot the first 2 or 3 knowing you're going to throw them away. You're going to delete them. You got to get in the habit of like getting right into it, moving fast. Do not do this. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Like, that's real low energy. You do not want this to drag. You want to get right into the video, be really upbeat. "Hey, we're so happy to send you these season's greetings. Thank you for your support this year. It's been great." Then what you do, and this is what we do, we take those personalized videos and we put them on YouTube and make them unlisted. And that means people can only see it if they have the link. Then we send an email to the donor and we say, "This is just for you. Click here to watch this." And we put the link in there. So that's it. It's not a very long email. And what normally happens is within just a few hours, you'll get an email back from that donor and they will say, "Oh my goodness, that was amazing." We've had donors with the clients that we work with, donors who are sharing those videos and commenting and even sending more and bigger donations because it just knocked their socks off. So personalized video is hot, hot, hot. You should definitely do it for your top donors. Now, what about everybody else? Do what we call a generalized thank you video. So I said video comes in two flavors. There's personalized video and there's generalized thank you video. My favorite thing to do is to do a really powerful generalized thank you video and send it out on Thanksgiving Day here in the US. Now, some people may say, "Well, why in the world would you do that?" Think about where most people are on Thanksgiving Day. They're sitting on somebody's couch, whether it's their grandma, their aunt, or somebody, and they have their face in their phone, either because they're avoiding their family or they're checking to see what sales are coming the weekend, right? So if you send an email with that video, they're going to probably see it on Thanksgiving Day. So what we like to do is send it out to donors, about noon or so, and then about 3 o'clock we post it on their social media so that everybody can see it. And whether you have video you can share or you need to do a photo montage video, you can put some really, really powerful videos together. And for those of you who are in our fundraising TV program, you can go check out the link for the swipe file. We have lots of really powerful donor thank you videos that you can use as inspiration. All right, so there's some ideas for you about things you need to do. Let me recap it for you. Number 1, you still have time to do some cool stuff for the holidays. Definitely ask. Make the ask. Don't assume that people will figure it out just because you show up or just because you tell a story. Make the ask. Make sure that your thank you letters are warmed up and ready to go. Make sure your Donate Now button is working on your website. And then turn your attention to your donors. Thank them with a phone call. Leave a message if you need to. And use some video. Personalized thank you video is very, very powerful. And a generalized thank you video can be equally powerful too. Bye, everybody.